the Galaxy S10 Plus. It's finally here today, and in this video let's unbox it, see how it physically stacks up to the XS Max, and also take a quick look at these cameras. Hey guys, Ash here from C4E Tech, and let's get started. If you do end up liking this video, please don't forget to turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Opening up the S10 Plus box, to the top we have another box and that gets to be pulled out. This one has the SIM ejector tool, the regular leaflets and a transparent hard case. We then have the S10 Plus, removing the plastic of the front, and let's turn it on and pop it into that case. Fits nice and snug. I really like this prism white back, looks nice. Anyway, let's get back to it in a bit. We then have a USB Type-C cable, a pair of AKG earphones, a OTG adapter, and an adaptive fast charger. Now 15 watts might not be much compared to the likes of say a Huawei and their 40 watt supercharger, but hey, it's better than what Apple includes in the box, right? Talking about Apple, the S10 Plus is marginally taller and thicker than the XS Max, but it is also narrower to hold, meaning it feels much more comfortable in hand. We got Gorilla Glass here to the front and back and an aluminum frame instead of stainless steel as on the XS Max. My D-brand skin for the S10 Plus is on its way, so I'ma just go Matrix on the S10 Plus just like with the XS Max. Now if you wanna pick up a D-brand skin, I'll leave a direct link in the description below, do check that space. So back to the S10 Plus, it does feel quite a bit lighter than the XS Max by about 15%. I know yes, Samsung still retained the headphone jack. Talking about features retained, IP68 water and dust resistance, Samsung Pay, micro SD, wireless charging, stereo speakers that are quite good. Now all these are present and accounted for. On the display side of things, the S10 Plus features a smaller than XS Max display, 6.4 inches compared to 6.5, but it doesn't have that large notch. So the S10 Plus ends up having a higher screen to body ratio, and to be honest, the Infinity O panel here, that's what Samsung's calling it, it just feels a lot more attractive. The display itself, it's called Dynamic AMOLED. Now that's marketing speak for an AMOLED panel with support for HDR10+. This is an excellent panel with a Quad HD Plus resolution. It's about 14% brighter than the one on the S9. Samsung's also gone with the under the display fingerprint scanner here, and this one's of the ultrasonic variety, the first of its kind as far as I know. And in my time with it, it felt really fast and accurate. I most definitely prefer it to Samsung's rear scanners. Now the iris scanner and the Force Touch home key from the S9 are gone this time. Given that the Dynamic AMOLED has everything tap to wake, lift to wake, always on, it doesn't feel like a major omission. On the software side of things, we have One UI built on top of Android 9 Pie, and here's a card to a detailed video on the software. Long story short, One UI is much faster than Samsung Experience, feels more refined, and that's also thanks in part to the powerful Exynos 9820 chip inside. Now the S10 Plus, it's a powerhouse. We've got full screen gestures, a reverse charging option just like we saw on the Huawei Mate 20 Pro, the game launcher, secure folder, and pretty much everything we've come to expect from a Samsung flagship, except support for manual video recording, which for some reason has been removed from One UI. I really wish Samsung adds it back soon. Now talking about optics, there are 5 cameras on this phone, 3 to the back and 2 to the front, and let's start with them. We have a primary 10 megapixel sensor with a f1.9 lens. There is support for dual pixel autofocus here. Now that primary sensor is coupled with a 8 megapixel depth sensor. Though you see a zoom option here, it's just a software crop and not hardware, like would say the Pixel 3 XL, but the depth sensor here helps with portrait shots like this. Here are some selfies compared side by side with the ones taken on the iPhone XS Max. Which one do you like more? Here's a poll, let me know. To the back we have 3 cameras. The primary sensor is similar to the one on the S9. It's a 12 megapixel sensor with f1.5 or 2.4 variable aperture and optical image stabilization. Then there's a secondary 12 megapixel with an optically stabilized f2.4 telephoto lens. And finally a 16 megapixel sensor with a f2.2 ultrawide lens. The images seemed great. Here's the wide one. Stock. Zoom. Again wide. Stock. Zoom. To give you some perspective, here are samples side by side with the ones shot by the XS Max. Here's the zoom version, As you can see, the images look quite comparable. The S10 in fact produces richer images, a little heavier on saturation, but Samsung also has this entirely new perspective with the ultrawide sensor, and man is it good. By the way, if you want to see a full in-depth comparison between these two phones, let me know in the comments below. So now the S10 Plus is priced at 74,000 rupees in India, and it happens to be one of the pricier Android options, yes, but compared to the 1.1 lakh rupee price of the XS Max, the S10 Plus feels like it's much better value for money. So what do you guys think? Do you think Samsung's nailed it this time? Again, let me know via the comments below, and I guess that's pretty much it for this video. Share it with friends and family if you can. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it. Subscribe and turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4 Retech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.